Have you ever stopped to think about the nature of reality? I mean, really think about it. What if everything you see, hear, and feel is nothing more than a sophisticated simulation? It sounds like something straight out of a sci-fi movie, right? But let's dive into this idea, because it's not just a wild theory. It's a question that has fascinated philosophers, scientists, and tech enthusiasts alike. Today, we're going to explore the concept of a simulated reality and some of the intriguing glitches in our world that might suggest we're living in a computer-generated universe. First off, let's unpack the notion of a simulated reality. The idea gained mainstream attention with the rise of technology and computer graphics. Think about it. We've come a long way from the pixelated games of the 80s to the hyper-realistic virtual worlds of today. If we can create immersive experiences that mimic reality, what's to say a more advanced civilization couldn't do the same? Philosopher Nick Bostrom proposed a thought experiment that suggests if civilizations can create highly realistic simulations, then it's statistically more likely that we're living in one of those simulations rather than the original, real reality. It's a mind-bending concept, isn't it? Now, let's talk about those glitches I mentioned earlier. You know those moments when something feels just a little off? Like when you see a bird flying in a perfectly straight line, or when you experience déjà vu, that eerie feeling that you've lived through a moment before? These can be dismissed as coincidences or quirks of our brains, but what if they're more than that? What if they're indicators that we're in a simulation? Take, for instance, the phenomenon of déjà vu. Scientists have offered various explanations, ranging from memory errors to neurological misfires. But what if, just what if, it's a glitch in the matrix? A moment where the simulation momentarily falters and we catch a glimpse of the underlying code? It's a tantalizing thought, isn't it? Each time we experience that familiar sense of repetition, we might just be witnessing a momentary lapse in the fabric of our simulated reality. Then there are the odd coincidences that seem too bizarre to just be random chance. Have you ever experienced a moment where you think of someone and then they suddenly text you? Or when you see a number repeatedly throughout your day, almost as if it's trying to communicate something to you? These occurrences can feel like a script being written just for us, almost like a programmer is pulling the strings behind the scenes. Could these be little nudges from the simulation, reminding us of its presence? And let's not forget about the uncanny experiences we sometimes have. You know, those moments where you feel like you're living in a dream? The world seems hyper-real, colors are more vibrant, and time feels like it's stretching or compressing. It's as if the simulation is adjusting its parameters, and we're catching a glimpse of something beyond the ordinary. What if these moments are the simulation's way of reminding us that we're not just passive observers, but active participants in this grand design? Now, let's shift gears and consider the technological advancements we're witnessing. Virtual reality, artificial intelligence, and complex algorithms are evolving at an astonishing pace. It's not hard to imagine a future where we can create entire worlds that are indistinguishable from our own. Some experts argue that if we continue down this path, we may eventually reach a point where we can simulate entire universes. If that's the case, and if we're capable of creating such realities, then how can we be sure that we aren't already living in one? But if we are in a simulation, what does that mean for us? Does it strip away the meaning from our lives? Or does it add a layer of complexity to our existence? Some might argue that knowing we're in a simulation could lead to nihilism, a sense that nothing matters because it's all just code. But I would argue the opposite. If we are in a simulation, it means that our experiences, our emotions, our connections, everything we hold dear, are still real to us. The love we feel, the joy of laughter, the pain of loss. These are all part of our experience, simulation or not. Moreover, this idea challenges us to think about our role in the universe. If we are indeed part of a simulation, then who is the programmer? Are we the creators of our own realities, or are we pawns in a larger game? It invites us to ponder the nature of free will and destiny. Are we merely following a script, or do we have the power to rewrite our own codes? As we navigate through our lives, these questions linger in the back of our minds. They push us to explore the boundaries of our understanding and challenge the very fabric of our beliefs. Whether we're living in a simulation or not, the pursuit of knowledge, the quest for truth, and the desire to connect with one another remain deeply human endeavors. So, the next time you experience something that feels a little off, or when you find yourself lost in thought about the nature of reality, remember that you're not alone. We're all on this journey together, questioning, exploring, and seeking answers in a world that often feels like an intricate puzzle. And who knows? Maybe the glitches we encounter are just reminders that there's more to our existence than meets the eye. After all, whether we're in a simulation or a beautifully chaotic reality, it's the moments we create and the connections we forge that truly define our experience.